Hello, this is Duncan Fowler and this is a tutorial called Speed Modeling. Up until now we've been doing FlexSim tutorials based around introducing a feature of FlexSim each tutorial, and we've been looking at how we could use that feature within a model. That's obviously not how real discrete event simulations work. They come with a problem, and then we look into what features we need in FlexSim to solve that problem. So I thought I'd turn it around today, and we'd look at a problem and see if we can solve it. And it's going to introduce quite a lot of new features here, and it is quite a complicated model. So let's have a look. So we have 4 companies, DU, SU, LA, SA. All 4 companies supply us with 4 different products. The product names are WD, WR, CD, and CR. So for example, company LA delivers to us 4 p.m. every day, 2 WDs, 1 WR, 1 WC, and they delivers no CRs. That's every day at 4 o'clock. The last company is more every 5 days. So on the first week, the Friday, they will deliver us 2 WDs, 1 WR, 10 CDs, and 5 CRs. And then they repeat after every 5 days after that. What else do we know about this? We have one operator called MU, and that person has a maximum capacity of 25 items. And we have one transporter called EM, and that has a maximum capacity of 18. When the products go into the factory, we split them up into those products that are start with a W or a C. So if the Ws, they go to one processor, and if the Cs, they go to an alternative processor. And then they can split again, and if they're a D, ending in a D, they go to the second production line, second set of processors that just look after products that end in D, or another processor will just look after products that end in an R. So it looks like we've got 4 processors, 2 banks of 2, Ws, Cs, Ds, and Rs. What other information have we got? Each processor takes 1 hour and takes 12 minutes to set up. Remember, you're in hours, so we might have to do something about it. So we're going to set our model up in hours. Each processor takes 2 hours, so we'll come back to this information as and when we need it. So we've got quite a complex model now. Let's just break it down a little bit further and go over some of it. So the main learning objective is to develop a broad understanding of how and where discrete event simulation can be used. Introduce you guys to roughing out, so to just getting a general idea of what's going on, and then developing a model. Then developing understanding what is required to produce a complex discrete event simulation. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun on the way. So we are going to create a model, call it DF_limited. I'm going to set the scale to hours. Like I say, we've got 4 companies supplying them with products. And the one thing we've got to add to this is each of these companies supply us with 4 different products. So let's go to the next slide that we've seen before. So for example, DU supplies us with 1 WD, 1 WR, 4 CDs and 4 CRs. They go through our process, but what we need to do at the end is make sure that those exact products that DU supplied us are returned back to DU. So I need some way of tracking what DU supplies us what SU supplies us, what LA supplies us, and what SA supplies us. We also need to be able to track whether they're a WD, a WR, a CD, CR. So it looks like we're going to be using labels. Okay, we're in FlexSim, and I'm going to change the seconds to hours. I'm going to change the date so it's on a Monday, so we can start on a Monday. And at factory's going, we're going to start at 8 o'clock. We are going to introduce one source, and I'm going to change that to source underscore DU. I know the first three are similar. These supply parts at 4 p.m. every day. So this exponential is not going to work for us. So what we need to do is go to interarrival time, change it to schedules. And let's create 5. I'll explain why we need 5 in a second. Our factory starts at 8 a.m., but we get the deliveries at 4 p.m. We need an extra label, an extra column, and let's call these item types. We know that they are capital WD, WR, CD, and CR. It doesn't really matter what I call this one. This row here is just a dummy row, so we can repeat. We're going to repeat everything after 32 hours. That's 24 hours from 8 a.m. Monday to 8 a.m. on Tuesday, but we need to start again at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So that's where we get the 32 from. And let's go back to our quantities. So we know that for DU we want 1 WD, 1 WR, 4 CDs, and 2 CRs. So quantity is 1, 1, 4, 4, 2, and we want to repeat, and we don't want to repeat with any quantities. Actually, I don't know why I've done that. I must have accidentally clicked on there. And I'm going to call this label product. So we know product. Okay. And product 1, product 2, product 3, product 4. We'll put product 1 in there. It's just a dummy. So for the first time it goes through this cycle from 8 a.m. it will do this at 4 p.m. and then it will repeat every 32 hours. So that's 24 plus the 8. So, and we need to repeat it. Okay, so that's source DW. Let's apply it and say okay. I am going to copy and paste that there. That didn't work. Let's try that again. Copy, paste. I just wanted to show you the first 3 settings are exactly the same, but for the last company, let's go and look at the data for that. So the last company, SA, it does it every 5 days. So it's 2, 1, 10, 5. So it's 5 days. So that's 1, 2, 8 for it to first happen, and then 248. The 248 comes from 24 times 5, which is 120. So that's Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then we add, we want to deliver on Friday at 4 p.m. So that's another 8 hours. So that's 128. Plus we want to repeat it every 5 days. So 5 times 24 is 120. So that gives us 240. And we don't want it to actually do anything. It just wants to repeat. Make sure that's repeat. The name should be SA. And that looks okay. So let's click OK there. And what I want to do is just show you this working. for now. So I'm just going to bring in a queue and repeat that. So I just want to prove it's working for you. So I'm going to reset, and instead of pressing run, I'm just going to step. I need to change it to the date time. So it's 8 o'clock on Monday. And so what should happen, we should get to 4 p.m. And the top box should start appearing. So we click on step. So at 4 p.m. the first box, which is product number 1. We know product number 1 represents a particular product type, and we've asked it to create some of them. So we should get to 4 p.m. And that's Monday, and then it repeats again on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, 4 p.m. And then we've got the 11th, so that's 6 to the the 6th to the 11th is 5 days. So this is when it kicks in. Actually, I don't think I updated the values for this. Did I? No, it's the old values. So it's input the proper data for that. So what do we know about that? So that is 2, 1, 10, 5. Let's apply and say okay. So let's reset and do that again. So on the 6th, so we want this to kick in 5 days later, which will be the 11th. So it looks as though the daily routine is working. So let's click through, get to the 11th. So 11, 4 p.m. And then it repeats on the 16th at 4 p.m. and we start getting them again. Okay, so that's working. Let's just zoom out a little bit. I don't need these queues anymore. I'm just going to drop this down here. I know I need 2 more sources. This source represents the company SU, and the quantity slightly different, so it's 2, 1, 3, 1. The product numbers are the same, so anytime I see a product, a box that's the number 1, I know it's a WD. So okay, should possibly just click the button at the bottom to move across. This is LA, and LA is 2, 1, 2, 0. Okay, so let's apply that. Just move that. I'm just going to move this slightly away because the reason they deliver every 5 days is they're a company that's slightly further away. And so we've created our 4 sources now, and we need to create the first bank of processors. So let's drag the processors in. We know we're actually going to create 4, so we could just put 4 in there for now. Right, now what we need to do is when we create a box, it's got a product number, but we need to get these boxes that source DU back to DU. So we need to sort that out. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put 4 Qs at the end. So these two processes are going to have to feed these 4 and make sure that they're the right ones, because these sinks, just do that a bit further away, need the right parts. So this is going to be DU. Apply, just scroll sideways, just remember I've got the orders in, so the next one will be SU, and then underscore LA, take that 3 off, and then underscore SA. Okay. I'm not going to join anything up yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these onto the queues and stuff first. Our problem is going to be this product. I need some way of defining the DU product, so I can make a decision here from these processes to go to the correct queue. So the way to do that, or the way I'm going to do it, is I'm going to go into Tool, I'm going to go into Flow, then I'm going to click on there, and I've created, there's a box. I'm going to copy that box, duplicate it. It's got a box called box copy, and I'm going to call that company DU. Not sure I like brown. Let's change its color a little bit, maybe red. I'm not bothered about anything else, as in the visuals of it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on properties, and I'm going to go to give it a label. I'm going to add a num label, and I'm going to call that label company, and it's going to be company number 1. So anytime that this box is used and it's red and the company label is red and it says it's the number 1, it must have come from the company DU. So let's apply that and say okay. Let's have a look at some different shapes just to mix it up a bit. So let's create that, and this is going to be called company SU. Let's give it a maybe a yellow, and I'm going to give it a label again. It's going to be called company. Make sure you set exactly the same way you've written it on the previous one. So it's going to be a number 2 and apply. Let's create a sphere, copy it, and this is going to be company LA. Let's change its color to a nice green. Company, that's the number 3. So anytime that I see a box that's got a label company, and it's a number 3, then it must be LA. What else is left? Cylinder I've used, sphere, plane, that's a bit boring. Taut. Palette. I'll do another box. Let's copy that. Maybe make it bigger shape, yeah. And let's change its company as its color, and its name is going to be company SA. And we're going to give it another label. Again, make sure you spell it exactly the same as you spelt all the other ones. Number 4. So apply it and OK. So we need to call these up now. So if I go to the source SU, And instead of using flow item box, all of those new ones are there now. So DU, let's go to SA and use let's say SU seems to be a problem there. Well, I'll have to look at that in a second. What am I doing? SU. And LA. Let's reset. Let's close that. We'll see what happens in a minute. So, see if we can get some more information on what that should look like. So we're going to send these to a queue. So let's join all of those up. And we know that it's going to go to one or the other. And then these are going to have to make a decision based on what product they are, so they can go across ways. Starting to develop now into quite a challenging problem. So we've got this is going to have to then divide everything, work out which company they need to go back to. And I'm just going to leave that like that at the moment because I'd like to be able to check that the pile up here before they move on. So let's go to the queue. And we need to make a decision. Can't do it on first available. So what we know is this is going to be, let's change this name just so it makes a little bit more sense. So this is going to be processor underscore W, and the next one down, which should be processor 2, this one here, is going to be underscore C. Oh, where's my underscore C, and then underscore R, and then underscore D first, and then underscore R. Underscore R. Let's apply that. So I'm going to come back to this in a second. I just want to make sure it all looks okay. Okay, so this is going to have to make a decision if the product is a W or an R. Sorry, a W or a C. Then this is going to have to make a decision whether it's a D or an R. So, and I'm just going to open one of these sources up to make it make more sense. I didn't mean to do that. Oh. So we go to flow, and we're going to do by port by case, and let's just so we've got a case, and it's going to be product, not type. So we need to just see if we can find label. So let's just type in the product. It's probably not appearing because we haven't run this yet. And we know that if it's product 1, it's a W. If it's product 2, it's a W. So therefore, if it's product 1, so this sends a product 1, it's a W, so it needs to go to port 1. And that's true as well for if it's a product 2, it's a W. So product 1 and 2 go to port 1, product 2 and 3. I know some students find this confusing. It's either 1, 2, 3 or something else. And obviously we're only creating 4, so the default would be 4. So case 1, case 2, case 3, and default. If you don't like it, you could literally just add a number there and just do that. And change it there. Okay, just going to leave that there. Click on apply and OK. I just want to check that that's running now. So what should happen is these should create some boxes. The first three should create boxes at 4 p.m. Should all be sent here. W should go there and C should go there. So let's reset, run, and product. Nothing's happening because we're nowhere near 4 p.m. Let's crank it up a bit until we get close. There we go. I want to stop now. They've all appeared. That should be a company. A company is 1, so it's come from here, and a product is 1, so it's a W. Let's have a look up there. The company is 1, but the product is 3, so it's come from here, but it's actually a product 3, and we've just agreed that product 3s are CDs. So 1s and 2s there, 2s and 3s there. So let's just run it a little bit, see if we can get some. Come on, I'm going to move them. I should have possibly increased the processor. I just want to get another one. So we've got one there, and it's a product 1 again. Let's just stop. That's product 1. You can see there's some spheres there and everything. So it seems to be working. I've realized I've forgotten to join up C, processor C to there. So let's just join that using an A key. So this is working. Okay. Okay, so each of these processors takes 1 hour to go through and can have 50 on them. So it's got a 50 quantity. It's a setup of 10 minutes. We're in hours, so I've got to remember that. To put it down to 0.2 and 2. We don't need any processors and stuff. And that's the same for product C. So we have 50.2 and 2 hours. Okay. Actually, it's not 2 hours, it's 1 hour for the first ones. Yeah. So W's should be 1 hour, and C should be 1 hour. Okay. So let's apply that and say OK. Okay, so now we're going to processor W, and it needs to make a decision now whether it's a D or an R. So we go to flow again, and we can do by case again. Let's add the 3 cases. Let's remind us what we've got. So it's probably just as easy to go here. Okay, so we're at WD here, and if it's a case 1, it's a WD, so we want it to go to port 1, so that's true. If it's a number 2, it's a WR, so we need it to go from down to port 2 to the processor 2, so that's true. If it's a number 3, it's a CD, so we need that to go to port 1, so that's true. If it's a product number 4, it's a CR, so it needs to, actually there wouldn't be a CR on there, wouldn't have got there, would be here, but it needs to go down to there, so it should, I mean that shouldn't be there, but we'll just for logic's sake, we'll do it because we're going to repeat this on C. Obviously we're only going to pick, on W we're only going to see products 1 and 2, the first two, the other two really are redundant. So apply, let's move over to processor C and do it by case again. Did I change it to product? Let's just go back. I just want to make sure I changed that to product. I didn't. That should be product. So we should check the label product and do that. So let's go down to C, and we'll do all 4. I don't. Is it picking it up now? No. But it is product product, and we're here now. So if it's a WD, it needs to go to D's go to port 1. If it's a number 2, it's WR, it will go there, so it's port 2. If it's a number 3, it's a CD, so that would go port 1. And if it's a number 4, it's a CR, which goes to port 2. Again, we wouldn't have case 1 or 2 here because that's already been filtered out. 1s and 2s goes to W's, 3s and 4s go there, but just for sort of symmetry or whatever, we'll try that. So I'll click on there, apply, and OK, and apply and OK. Reset, run. And let's just it's got some products, so let's just remind us what should be there. Let's just get one of these up. Move it over to the no. So this is product number 1, which is a WD. So yes, it should be there. And it's company 2, so it looks as though it's come from SU. And this is again, it looks as though it's the same company, number 2, and it's a number 2. So number 2 is a WR. Yeah. So, and that's an R processor, so that's absolutely fine. Okay. Reset, run. And let's go to D. Let's just change the values, so this can hold 50. Again, it takes 0.2 hours, but 2 hours to set up. Okay. Apply and OK. And let's make the decisions here. So we can do it by case again, but we're going to do it slightly differently. Let's just, actually we don't want that. Let's go to flow. So we're at D now, and rather than look at the, let's just run a little and get a product on there. Okay, so we've got a product here, and we've been reading the label product. Now these need to make sure that they go send the right company part to the right queue. So we need to be using the company by case this time. So if we go by port by case, and it should be the company. I don't think, oh, there it is. And so if it's company 1, it needs to go to the first queue. Company 2 needs to go to the second, and 3, and then 4. And say apply, okay. And a similar thing here. I think I haven't set up the times yet. It's just, I think it's 0.2, I'm not sure. We'll check that in a second. But going by case again. So we just need to make sure we change it to company this time. Apply and OK. Reset, run. So we're getting a little problem. Looks like a label does not exist for something. Okay, I've made 2 mistakes here. So if I went to the product, really, what I've done is the company, I put a space there, literally just a space, and that absolutely messed it up. And I've noticed as well, SA product is currently calling up LA, so I just need to change that. So I apply it and say OK, reset and run. So you can see that what's happening here. So hopefully there we go. So it looks like that is company 4, and it's got different products on. That is company 3, that is company 2, and that is company 1. So that has worked. Right, let's reset. So we sort of get in there now. What we also need to know is we've got some transport, and this is, let's just change this. General, let's have a look. Okay, so we've got base shape. I think we have a setting for how much this person can carry. So we know that SU, let's have a look, let's go back to the information. Okay, so MU can carry 25, and EM, which is different transport, can carry 18. So 25, so let's apply that. And let's get a transporter in there, and that can carry 18. Capacity of 18. Okay. What we know as well is that I need to change the names, but we know that this does the transport for the sources there, also does transport for these queues. Just make sure I haven't accidentally grabbed this thing. No, it's fine. So an S to there. Just in case you're wondering, actually I shouldn't put an S to there, so let's just get rid of that. Come on. Right. Sometimes it's hard to cancel QS them, so go there, go through the general tab. Okay, so we need to come in the sources and change them to floor to used transport. Okay, so there's still something wrong. I'll check on that in a bit. Let's do this to these. And we need to floor use transport for all of these. Oh, no. Plan OK. Return, run. Let's just get rid of this to see if it's. And let's stop and reset. And we know that we've got a bit of batching to do here, so we don't want to transport what individual. So for the batching, we're going to do for the form batch, wait until you've got 25 for the first 3, which would be better if we rename them, and the last one is 50. So apply and OK. So let's reset and run. So what should happen is these will wait until they've got 25. Let's just move them a little bit further away. Okay, I made a little mistake. I've joined the queues to the syncs using an S key, which is not what I want. So I'm going to delete these. I'll try and delete them. So it's just, don't know what I was thinking there. So I don't want them to these syncs. Yeah, got me A's and S's the wrong way around, or maybe not the wrong way around, but just wrong. I think that's wrong as well. Yeah, it is. Now let's join them up with an A key. Let's reset, run. And you can see what's happening is the operator's coming along and batching everything up there. Okay, what I want to do very quickly is click on the operator, go to general statistics, and let's look at the idle. Now let's do a pie chart of these operators. And let's reset, run. So extremely idle. Do a little bit of work, but so we've done quite a lot there. We've basically introduced the concept of using labels here, and we've used a lot of cases and stuff. Just in case you're interested in exactly what this is DU is Duncan, that's SU, my wife, LA, my daughter, and SA is my son, Sam. W's are white claws, and C's are coloured claws. D's are the dryer and the radiator, so this is my washing. And so I produce a certain amount of dirty claws, which comes here. My wife somehow washes them. Washes the whites and the colours. You don't want to put whites and colours in different ones. And then you go to the dryer or they put them on the radiator, and I most definitely want my clothes putting back to me. I don't want to wear somebody else's. SA further away because he lives away from home but brings his washing up every 5 days. So quite a complex model, but when you break it down, it's quite a simple problem. Hopefully that's been useful for you guys. Thanks a lot for listening. Goodbye.